sir. I call upon Mrs. Bacόλα to translate your screenplay.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, honorable judges, this side of the House firmly believes that by disarming the police we arm the criminals, and that policemen should in fact carry firearms. And this is why this whole debate has come down to two main questions. First of all, are guns necessary? To which we absolutely answer yes. And second of all, are guns beneficial? To which, of course, again we answer yes. Now, according to our first point, are guns necessary? Of course they are necessary, because we have to take into account what is the purpose of carrying a gun. And by carrying a gun, we do not only mean that the person will be required to shoot the gun. Guns have a great power. Why do they have a great power? Because they have the power to deter. They are what everyone knows, and they are what criminals fear. Not what civilians fear, but what criminals fear. And that is why criminals will actually be less likely to commit a crime when they see a person who is armed and able to act. And on to our second point, are guns necessary? As the first speaker has proven to you, by removing firearms, we're removing the police's power. We're limiting their options. We're limiting ways in which they can act. And rubber guns, taser guns, these are all firearms. And this debate, ladies and gentlemen, is upon firearms. And by removing firearms, we're removing the means that the person has to have as a defense and in order to counter crime. We're actually making the criminal's job much easier by taking away the things that not only protect the police officer, but also stop the criminal from actually committing the crime. Now, our next point was that police should be able to react to the social problems that are nowadays. Ladies and gentlemen, we as Team Opposition live in this world. The world with increased crime rate, the world where people are now, criminals, more and more criminals are carrying guns and access to a gun by a criminal. And we can see that even higher, ladies and gentlemen, because criminals would be even likelier to commit a crime. Also, we've proven to you that policemen are perfectly capable of carrying a gun, and that guns are necessary to their line of work, since they have special training. They have both mental training and they have the skills in order to use a gun and in order to help facilitate their work in a better way. Special forces are not everywhere, and the reaction time is not the same. And that is why there are, of course, rules, there are boundaries to how a gun should be used, but that doesn't mean that the gun should be taken away if these boundaries, because the boundaries are set, and there are perfectly justified cases in which a policeman can actually use a gun, and where the gun is the only option that he has at that time to defend himself. And not just a gun with real bullets, a gun with rubber bullets, a taser gun, anything that uses gunpowder in order to act. Now, on to the second point of this debate. Are guns beneficial? And yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have proven to you that they are beneficial. Not only if we take into account the psychology, but also if we take into account the crime rates. And now on to our first point, the psychological aspect. The police will feel more vulnerable, they will feel stressed, they will feel not able to react to the problems, not able to apprehend the criminals, and this will greatly influence how able they are to act and how efficiently they take care of what is happening in today's society. They will be afraid to interfere, and there will be added amounts of stress, and they will be greatly worried by being so vulnerable, and that's why they will not do their job as efficiently. And now for the citizens, the communities will feel safer, since they will see a police force, a paroling police force that will be able to respond, that will be able to protect them. Not someone who has weak weapons, or in sometimes less ways to act than the criminal has. They will see a police officer that is ready, that is prepared, and that can take care of any problem that appears in today's society. And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, we ask you these questions. Are guns necessary? Of course they are. And are guns beneficial? Yes. And for all